Coming up on Video Game Nation.
It's the All Danger, All Debris Just Cause 3 episode. I unleashed the inner hero from my outer badass. E for us, if there are too many open world games, our industry experts explore the charred debris of the sandbox genre, and then Team VGN goes weird head to weird head in a physics-breaking Just Cause challenge.
That's this week on Video Game Nation. Hello, television muchachos. Hi, Def. High five. Have you ever been on holiday to Spain? And if you have, did you take a machine gun and an RPG with you? Did you fly there on the wing of a jet and then set fire to the jet just to warm your hands on the face of a burning flight attendant? If you did, well, congratulations, you're a monster. If, of course, this sounds insane to you, no, it doesn't. It just sounds exactly like Just Cause 3.
Just Cause 3 is Square Enix's latest in the series about macho Mediterranean merc Rico Rodriguez, a good guy gun for hire from the little country of Medici, which has been taken over by an evil man in a hat. There's also an American in a hat who's a bit evil, a scientist who's been badly burned, and a dorky friend who Rico keeps hitting in the nuts because male friendship is weird and nothing says I love you quite like a quick tap in the boys.
You know how normally I'd actually name the characters? There is no point here. This isn't a game of great narrative import. This is an action movie, and it is proudly brain dead.
You're the good guys, mostly because you say you're the good guys, and everything and everyone with a bit of red on it is a bad guy. Scientists and all intelligent people only speak in gibberish, and soon you'll overthrow the evil dictator and his evil guns with your good guy rebels and good guy guns. Oh, and you'll probably slaughter a whole bunch of civilians along the way, but you're a good guy, so that's good.
The beleaguered propaganda announcer is really funny whenever you've just blown up another military base, but other than that, you can safely ignore all of the game's plot and dialogue. It's just filler for what makes Just Cause 3 really work: mayhem.
Your boy Rico is an almost invincible, flying, parachuting, grapple gun, blasting hunk of Hispanic hot sauce, and chaos is what you'll cause. Bored? Find someone else's helicopter and use your grapple gun to hang off it in midair. Is that jet ski yours? Now it's mine. Do barrels explode? Oh mate, everything explodes.
The hint with Just Cause is in the title. Why is any of this happening? Just cause. It's chaos. Although whenever you go into an unliberated town, it's chaos with a shopping list, which is interesting.
Just like the Red Faction series, you liberate towns and settlements by destroying infrastructure and soldiers, which means you'll find yourself gleefully firing 2 types of missile from an attack helicopter, then spending a tedious 15 minutes carefully flying around town to make sure you hit the final propaganda billboard.
So, anarchy or plot? Here is our A-team of thirsty journos to tell you which way they prefer to play in the sandbox.
I know that Just Cause has a story. There's something about liberating something, but as far as I can tell, it's about a man who attaches bits of string to a cow and then the other one to an explosive barrel. I'm not sure how he's helping the liberation of whatever country he's trying to liberate.
I don't like chaos in video games. I've got enough chaos in my life because I've got 2 small children, so I just want to follow the narrative and just be led gently around, preferably quite a serene sort of story. I think that's fine.
It's a lot like real life, where I try to do what I'm supposed to do and toe the line, but somehow destruction follows me.
Any open world game I play, I'm all about deviating from the path. I'm like, do what I like. I love to go around and, like Skyrim, love to just disappear into the wilderness, find a little cave, beat up some mages, take their books. I love those sort of adventures because I'm making my own story.
I can't believe that anyone really cares about the story. I'm sure there is a story in Just Cause 3, but surely the only reason to play that game is just to run around and see what the stupidest thing you can do is.
The ancient Vikings believed that when they died, they went to Valhalla, a mystical beer hall where after a hard day's fighting, they could reattach their limbs and heads and then go out drinking. Just Cause 3 is that, without the drinking.
It's wish fulfillment for violent 12-year-olds. You can't really die, everyone else can. Oh, and the game gives you presents? For an organisation devoted to the people, Rico and his rebels sure are a materialistic bunch, arming and ahhing over different rifles and speedboats, sexy new tanks and airstrike guns that get dropped to you from the sky on request. They even open with a spray of confetti.
It's Christmas with a shotgun.
Seriously, the thing I do most often in this game is turn off the music, put on Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries, leap into the sky, steal a helicopter, and use that Havoc physics engine until everything that can burn is burnt and everything that can't be wishes it could be, just so I'd stop shooting it.
So, panel of experts, what's the most insane thing you've ever done in Just Cause?
I've seen a couple of videos where guys tied helicopters together and they're just rotating around each other until they hit each other and explode. I'm like, wow. Only in that game can you do that. I can't think of any other game you can do that. You could probably do that in GTA 5, but someone will be angry with you if you hit their helicopter like that.
I remember you could use a helicopter to like grapple onto a Jeep, and then you could use it like a wrecking ball just to smash stuff up, and that was good fun.
The weirdest thing I saw was someone blew up a bridge, massive bridge, blew it up, and then after it's quite clearly gone, a car just drives in and just keeps going, just sort of goes into the pit, which isn't the most spectacular thing in the game, but the AI clearly hasn't quite caught up with what's going on.
The trouble with reviewing any game, but specifically a sandbox game, is that they each give you such a different set of toys to play with. So when a game's this well made, it really comes down to how much you like those toys and the rules that come with them.
If you're after the thought, feelings and mystery that genre can inspire, this is the wrong game. This is one of those open world games where it's just about the rad tricks your dude can do. You can't go into any of the buildings, you never need to sleep, and have I gone this far into the review without mentioning GTA 5 once? I should. Just Cause 3 has no multiplayer, and it really should have.
This is the problem with most sandbox games. On one hand, action movie plot. On the other, biggest type of game there is. Emerging art form, hex and grunts and big booms. This game's got guts, but it's got no brains.
If you want your imagination to have a real adventure, play the Talos Principle or Bloodborne. If you want multiplayer mayhem, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still your sick puppy. But if you want to laugh giddily while flipping through the air, blasting away at men in berets while hanging upside down from a fighter jet, and god damn it, who doesn't? This is terrific. Why?
Just Cause. Now here's Aoife to ask, are there too many open world games?
With every generational leap forward in gaming, developers are afforded more scope and scale, which naturally results in bigger, shinier, newer iterations of all our favourite games. 2015 alone brought us The Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Batman Arkham Knight, all bigger, shinier and newer than their previous gen brethren. And now, all open world games. In fact, open world has hit the mainstream in such a big way in the last few years, it kind of feels like we're getting oversaturated with the genre. It's not hard to see why they're so popular. Effectively, vast open spaces tying in sprawling story campaigns, eclectic side quests, and a dauntingly huge number of collectibles, open worlds are popular because they give gamers variety, freedom, and a huge amount of bang for their buck. Simply put, they're good value for money for customers and easily marketable for publishers. Some of the biggest critical and commercial hits of the last 5 years have been open worlds, and it's because they offer longer experiences that are more player-directed. They've got stories, races, combat, exploration, and good old-fashioned roleplay, a hearty mix for the indecisive gamer. Their sheer vastness also leaves a lot to the imagination. A large proportion of players won't see everything a game has to offer, and that compels us to play more. But are we reaching overkill? Well, yes and no. You can't argue with the spectacular value they offer, but for every great story beat or free-form moment of exploration, there's a dud side quest or trite collectible to find. And from Mad Max through to Just Cause 3, they all seem to be playing off the same variable template within the genre. So we put it to our trusty panel. Are there too many open world games?
I don't think there are too many open world games. I think there are too many open world game developers who don't think, right? Who make stunning environments, but then just fill them with these copy-paste missions and fetch quests, you know, who just pour in hundreds of meaningless collectibles. I'd love to see someone make an open world game that just blew that formula apart and actually offered something new.
As someone who plays games for a living and has to play quite a lot of them, this year was particularly challenging in terms of there was a ton of open world games, so you're sort of inclined to say yes, like there's too many, I can't play all of these games. But as someone that still loves games and wants to play a lot of them just for fun, it's really good. Like, who doesn't want to explore crazy imaginative worlds that are just completely made up? More, please.
I think there are too many open world games now, really. I think, you know, I quite like a linear sort of game where you just, there's A and you've got to get to B, and, you know, fun stuff can happen along the way, but I don't want to spend hours and hours working out what I'm supposed to do next. You know, it'd be like if you went to Argos and were like, right, I want this, and they went, right, there's the warehouse, go and find it. How is that fun?
I don't know if there's too many open world games, because choice is a good thing, isn't it? Although, I mean, there's certainly too many open world games for me to play all of them, but it's not all about me, is it? Is it?
It certainly is a divisive topic, and it almost feels like we're biting the hand that feeds to say we're getting bogged down by all these 100+ hour games. But we can't deny their appeal. The ability alone to seamlessly switch from driving to shooting to brawling back to driving then into a story mission gives players a huge diversity of experience. It's like getting to have a crack at a handful of genres in one game, which is great for gamers light on funds for their next purchase. And when it comes to Just Cause 3, a title caught amidst a flood of other, better open world games, it's not a case of having too many open world games, it's just a case of having too many that do the same thing. In this day and age with so many titles to choose from, we gamers aren't looking for a generic checklist of things to do on an overstuffed map. We're looking for something more, something new, something different.
Break time now. Tweet at us at #VGN, like the Video Game Nation Facebook page, and we'll be back in just a minute.
You know what? It's probably the most amount of freedom you'll ever have in your life is playing an open world game, that's quite sad that I've just realised that.
Brace yourselves for the chase. Starts Monday at 9 on Challenge.
Welcome back. Open world games are the biggest games there are, but are you a junkie for dialogue trees and skill sets? Do you adore leveling up your paladin, or do you perhaps just love all the goodies you can get? Here's the panel.
I think what makes open world games so sort of playable really is the thrill of exploration. You know, you're sort of in this world that's very expansive often, but it still has boundaries, it's confined and it has its own rules. And you know, the fun is in exploring that world and working out which rules you can break and which boundaries you can push, you know, all within what is ultimately a safe space. In many ways, it's like going to Centre Parks.
Well, the open world genre is compelling because it's a bit like the Matrix. You get to choose your avatar, you get to kind of go into like a alternate reality, and you get to kind of do whatever you like, and you kind of get to experience that through your avatar. It's great.
I think it's a mix of exploration and no consequences in a world that makes open sandboxes kind of so compelling to a lot of people. Because you've got things like Skyrim, which is a sort of a beautiful, melancholy world that you can walk around. Or you've got an exaggerated America, like portrayed in San Andreas and GTA 5, where you can just go around chucking things at people and doing whatever you want. I think that's kind of the fun, be it exploration or just doing whatever you want in an exaggerated world. Kind of tickles a certain side of your brain, two sides in fact, exploration and hitting people with coffee.
I think the most important thing about the open world genre is that, you know what, like life is full of people telling you what to do, like your mum, your dad, you know, your annoying boss, whoever, and they always tell you what to do, and you got to do this, you got to do that. It's like, ugh. You know what? It's probably the most amount of freedom you'll ever have in your life is playing an open world game, that's quite sad that I've just realised that.
Skyrim, I think, is probably the game that I've enjoyed spending the time in the most. It's like a Morrissey song, but a Morrissey song if it was sung by Opeth. It's a niche reference for you there.
My absolute favourite open world is the world of Tokyo Jungle, which is a game set in Tokyo, obviously, but in the future, where there's no humans and like pets and zoo animals have taken over Tokyo, and so you just wander around these sort of broken down, rusting streets, looking at monkeys fighting crocodiles.
I love The Witcher. This year I've been playing The Witcher 3. Geralt of Rivia, he's awesome dude. He just walks around like he runs the place. Everyone's shook of him. It's wicked. Even the monsters like, oh, you heard of it? Oh, he's a witcher. Leave him, leave him. And then I got my intimidation perks are up. So every time I talk to people, he just does his like force waves, like, and then all of a sudden they do whatever he says. I love it.
You must remember like some of the first games you'd like play where, you know, you'd always be on the surface of the game. You'd always want to go into a shop or into a building and you never could, and you were like, this is rubbish, and it always just made you really aware that you were playing a game. And then suddenly, you know, you can have these huge worlds where you can literally go and bother everyone. They're like sleeping in their hovel and you're just coming in nicking stuff, and they're like, hey, it's cool, man. Geralt, come in, whatever. Don't seem to mind, even though they're really poor and you've just stolen them all their worldly goods. I mean, what a world.
How long do I think I spent in Minecraft? I have spent thousands of hours in Minecraft. It's disgusting how long I've spent in Minecraft, given I'm 36. It's the first thing anybody says. I get two reactions from people when I tell them that I play Minecraft, and it is either, what is Minecraft, or my kid likes Minecraft. I've never had a positive conversation with an adult when telling them what I spend most of my waking hours doing.
I think more real-world consequences might be interesting, because I mean, there's only so big you can make a world. Like, you can keep just making a world bigger in it forever, but I think if you start adding stuff, like if in Grand Theft Auto, your wanted level just didn't go away, forever. Like, you were 3 stars wanted, and it was like, yeah, that's you. They know you, and you're 3 stars wanted. That's gonna add a whole new layer of tension and how you play the game and what you're going to do. I think that'd be fun.
All right, people, we need to split up. They're gonna be looking for a crew.
I would like a Benedict Cumberbatch open world game, because I'm a big fan of his work, where just everyone in the game is Benedict Cumberbatch, and you just get to go around meeting him all day and you know, just doing things with him, hanging out with him, having a chat. Yeah, GTA Benedict Cumberbatch.
I think it's got to be open world like VR, really. So like when I'm stealing stuff from a person's house, I can really feel the excitement of rummaging through their drawers.
I'd really like to see properly explorable worlds. I think if you're going to put a building in an open world, I want to be able to go in it. Not just the 6 that you let me go in so you can play me a cutscene. I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason why you can't go in all of them, but I would be lying if I said I'm interested.
Now, Just Cause 3 uses the Havoc physics engine, which is a fancy way of saying that all stone walls are made of flammable cardboard and gravity can suck the heel of your army boot. With that in mind, I've set up a Just Cause 3 challenge.
3 of the finest minds in gaming television pit their reflexes against the wingsuit, not the swimsuit, which is lucky for all of us, the magnet and the dune buggy. Each is a rebel in their own way. Steve McNeil is our demolitions expert, having once emptied an entire convent of nuns just by walking inside. Aoife Wilson is our heavy weapons specialist. She was late to work once and fired herself out of a bazooka just to get here. And Dan has a beard, which is how you know he's evil. They'll each be free to use Rico's insane telescopic claw in this televised death match of awesomeness. They'll fly in the face of reason, dune buggy in the eye of logic, and magnets, how do they work?
Person with the highest overall score wins. Yep, that's right. We're doing Top Gear, but with 1/8 of the budget and 1/16 of the racial insensitivity. Now, citizens of Medici, get out of the way. Let's get ready to rumble!
Geronimo!
Whee!
It's easy, it's just pilot wings, isn't it?
I'm guessing there's no kind of thermals or anything that's going to keep me up. It's just all about me following the right path.
Yep. Hey, no, come on, that was touching the ring.
Oh, good golly. That was close, wasn't it?
Oh, God, stay on. Stay on. Stay on target. No, don't face plant.
Could have gone better.
What points did Dan Marr get? Because as you know, contractually we're not allowed to beat Danmar.
Bullseye! Oh no, and I've done a fall.
So I'm gonna have to crash in a minute, otherwise Dan's gonna be very upset. Oh, I beat Dan. Good.
Let's magnet.
An important part of any triathlon, rock collecting.
So the idea is to get the rocks. Oh, hang on, I've got to turn it on, haven't I? There we are. Turn the What's-It on. Get your rocks. Where do I dump them? Is it in there? I don't know what I'm doing on this one.
Now this mode, I believe, requires a gentle touch, which is something Steve McNeil lacks.
I think Dan's going to do well on this one, because he's pedantic, isn't he? And this is quite fiddly, this one. So
I want that, yes. I want that special rock. Special rock. Stunt jump. Yeah.
And 4,000 arbitrary rock points.
Oh, hello, hello. It's all happening. There you go. No hurry. No hurry. In you go. Flop.
What? Oh no! Impaled on my own rock. What? What?
How do you know how many points you've got? You have no idea, do you? Oh no! Ah, no.
All right, last hole. Let's make it count.
Oh God, I'm doing terribly. Steve McNeil must not be allowed to win.
Oh, look, there's loads here. Hello. Hello, sir. Yes, please. More rocks for Daddy.
Make it count. Make it count. No! They were in the pit. That's not fair.
Oh no, this has all gone horribly wrong, hasn't it? I haven't beaten Steve. I haven't beaten him again. Have I?
I think that's me lot, isn't it? I wish Danmar the very best of luck in life.
Driving's easy. Driving, we can do driving.
So this is my chance to redeem myself, although the fact I have recently failed my driving test does not bode well.
Having a chat with Danmar just before we started, and I think we've worked out that I have to come third out of the three of us to let him win. So I'm going to do my best, but although I've been unfair to Dan all the way through this, Aoife was rubbish as well.
Oh dear. Yeah. It still totally counts. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Shortcut!
This might be my time to mount a last-minute comeback, keep the streak. The streak is alive.
Good. We're looking good for second place, which is what we want, of course, just to really rub Danmar's face in it. Ooh, what's going to happen, Dan? Am I going to beat you? We don't know.
Right, here we go. 1 minute 36. Tidy.
So that is a victory for the best person on Video Game Nation.
And so, in a haze of glory and smoke from the nearest liberated Medici Township, we end for another week. Like the Video Game Nation Facebook page, tweet at us at #VGN, and we'll see you next time.
The Chase in its American disguise tomorrow night at 8 on Challenge. It's popped a baseball cap on and called itself the Chase USA.